What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, we've got a rewind selector for you, man, right now, with John Fury. John, oh, oh, my balls, my balls. But it's the rewind selector because this was a crazy interview, and there was too many gems to miss. Plus, it's a bit of a drought right now. Yeah, the streets are starving right now for the Kinahan of content. You best believe it. The streets are starving, man. We're going through it on the streets right now. You best believe it, man. Where's Dan the man? We need that parcel, bro. Where the parcel at, man? When's it going to land? Come on. Anyway, let's get to it. Essentially, you've heard, we covered this a few weeks ago when it came out. John Fury saying that Tyson's too soft and whatnot. But there's another little gem in there. But here we go. Bosh.
Light pads, bit of bag work, bit of skipping, sparring. You know, but you need more to it. You need that grind. You need to put some muscle on your frame. And that's what he was short of. There's no muscle on his frame. I call it fat thin. Fat thin is what it is. And he knows himself. You know, maybe he'll smell the coffee one day and maybe say, okay, I'm gonna spend 12 months getting my body in tip-top shape. Get all this surplus crap off my body, get some muscle on my frame, then start 12-week boxing camp, punching, and learn to get the skills back, the moves back. Because for me, he's lost all that movement. The movement he had, the trickiness, the achy jerky, the thing that made him great, they've took away from him. Because every heavyweight can hit, and every can stand there and trade shots. You know, and for my money, over the last 4 years, it took a lot of punishment. And maybe that's put miles on the clock. Maybe it's ended his career, you don't know. You know, because I've seen my son a lot better than that. And to be honest with you, Usyk in that last fight weren't all that either. The two never really done anything, did they? It was more like a 12-round sparring session, which Tyson won. But if Tyson would have been super fit, body rock hard, muscled up, he'd have tore his way straight through him. But again...
Listen, man, it wouldn't matter. The truth is, yeah, it wouldn't have mattered if Tyson Fury can't punch. And John makes a few points here, which we're going to cover individually. He starts off Fury and we know this already. You can't be in Benidorm as a professional athlete for 6 months, 9 months of the year. If Fury doesn't fight for a year, this is how his year looks. If he doesn't fight for a year, let's say he fights in January 2021, and he fights again in January 2022. He's out. You don't see him until October. Listen, I don't count the whole, I'm going for a run with the lads. That's not training, man. What are the chances the lads are going to put a top level athlete through the paces? Yeah, you come out the pub and you're gone for a jog. That's not training, bro. I hate to break it to you. And I actually think at this point, because Tyson Fury went up to like 40 stone, I think he probably needs surgery. For a lot of that, he's probably carrying 5 kilos at least, which is 10 pounds of skin easily, just from the dirty bulk. Have you seen them cats? Them dudes who are like 50 stone, and then they drop down loads, and they've just got probably 10 stone worth of skin left hanging off them. Now, obviously, Tyson Fury wasn't that extreme. Let me show you an example. Right, quick. This is really an informational video of the dangers of dirty bulking. Dirty bulker, loose skin. Let's have a look at this dirty bulker situation. Yeah. Look at this here. Look at this here. Look at this here. Look. Perfect example of it. Just loose. All that skin there. There's at least. Come on, bro. Look at this cat here. Look. Fair play to him. It's very hard. I mean, if I put 10 kilo on, which I have, I'm 10 kilo heavy right now. I can't bother. It's long, man. It's long cutting calories like that. It's proper long, super duper long. But look at this dude here. He had way too much there. He was what, 30 stone there. How has he got? He's got better vascularity than me. That's crazy. Fair play to this cat here. I want to make it big for you, man. No, did he? That's what I'm fixing to do. I'm fixing to make it big for you, man. Yeah, look at this. Look at the vascularity. He must be on the gear. I think he's on the gear. Look at that. Come on, man. Look at that forearm. Either way, though, on the gear or not, to lose that amount of weight, fair play to him. But look at him, the vascularity in his forearms. That's not natty. Forget about that, man. He's caning the gear. He should have no vascularity with that much loose skin. Anyway, the point is, you can lose all the weight you want, but there's an element of loose skin. Even though this guy looks somewhat lean, he'll have just deposits in there. Just bottom line. Tyson Fury, he needs to have it all trimmed out. But is he going to do that at 36? He's worth a couple $100 million. There's no upside there for him. I don't think he's going to do it anyway. And even if he did, yeah, his cardio might get a bit better. But he's still not going to have to punch. And John Fury makes the point that, oh, well, you know, he's been getting hit too much. I think the reason Fury's been getting hit more in John Fury's eyes is not because, oh, he's lost, muscle, he hasn't been training with me, and if he had trained with me, he wouldn't be getting hit with nothing. The truth is, Tyson Fury's getting hit more because Tyson Fury's fighting top level opposition now. Although Mbonga put him down, I think that's just what it is. People have been, I wasn't, listen, I'm going to tell the truth right now. I wasn't a bandwagon at Tyson, I'm not going to lie. I was glazing his ass hard. After Wilder 2, I was glazing his ass, for sure. Yeah, we're not going to do that whole... This ain't Hatman TV. We're not going to sit here and make out we wasn't. We was glazing hard, okay? We was glazing Tyson Fury hard. Yeah? What was my point? What are we talking about? That's very annoying. We're talking about John get in shape. We covered that one. That's very annoying, man. I could zap my thoughts.
Great fighter, but then put some muscle on your frame. And that's what he was short of.
Oh, that was it. He's getting caught too many times. Yeah? He fought Wilder. We was glazing him. But in reality, that Wilder fight, that was the first time he got on. He's fighting top level athletic opposition. Okay, he fought Vlad. Vlad was gagging for the rematch, to be fair. Vlad shit himself in that first fight. He did. I'm not saying necessarily would beat Fury. But people have been skeptical of how good Fury is anyway. Yeah, he beat Vlad. But Vlad was awful in that fight. Yes, you have to give credit to Tyson. His moody feints put cautious Vlad off. But we don't know how good he really was anyway. Plus, the start of his career, up until Vlad really, name me a world level opponent he fought up until Vlad. These days, look at people like Caballero. Caballero has to take out, stop Zhang, for example, and he still ain't got a shot. Fury, back in the day, when Vlad's era, you didn't even have to beat one top level competitor. Fury didn't beat a Povetkin or even a Pulev at that time to get to the Vlad fight. He just got there. So he got there, caught Vlad, won, whether you think it was lucky or not, or he caught Vlad off guard, fair enough, he won. But Fury at that point had only had one good fight. That was it. Yeah, he turned up, respect him for that. But there's no, normally, or if the division was packed or even half good, he'd had to beat one contender. And that was the worst Vlad, man. Vlad stunk the place out. He didn't do nothing there. So how good is Tyson Fury? He then fights Wilder, goes life and death, to be honest, gets put down twice. Again, that was the first athletic guy, and Vlad was 40, man. The first athletic basketball player he fights is getting off the deck twice. Okay, he makes adjustments, sticks it on Wilder. He's beat Wilder, basically. Top prime level athletes, he's beat Wilder. Chisora, limited. I don't think anyone would say Chisora's got world class heart. He doesn't have world class skills. That's well documented, man. Yeah. Where is the? Listen, Pulev and Povetkin, they were old when AJ beat them, but he doesn't even have that. He doesn't even have that middle range. Dillian White, I guess. Yeah, he sparkled Dillian White. How good is Dillian? Dillian White did beat Parker. Listen, this era is very weak. Yeah, up until recently. That era, in fact, it's probably like, 15, 20 years. It's only recently, I'd say in the last 3 years, where you've had people like Zhang, Caballero, Parker, Bacoli even. What Martin Bacoli even did Fury beat? No, didn't even have one of them on there. Andy Ruiz, what Andy Ruiz did Tyson Fury beat? He doesn't have one on there. So them 20 years between Vlad and then Fury / AJ's reign, it was AJ was having a go on old washed up Vlad dudes who weren't good enough to beat Vlad. Not even close. Pulev got sparked in 4 rounds, for example. Very weak. So Tyson Fury came around in that time. He didn't fight AJ at the time. Did not fight him. That should have been happened. And then we'd have found out, people say, Fury boxed his head off. We just don't know what would have happened. So, he's getting caught more now than ever. Yeah, because he was fighting Tom Schwartz on Otto Wallin. He went life and death with Otto Wallin. Mbonga, whatever you say about him, he is athletic. That's probably one of the first guys outside of Wilder. That's the second guy on his resume who's athletic and who's a big unit. Yeah? You went life and death, peeling yourself off the mat. Yeah, I don't think Fury really trained for that fight, but it's not the point. Not the point at all. Anyway, that's that part done. And people for a long time have been saying, oh, I'm not sure how good he is. I was sucking him off. I'm going to be honest with you. I was proper giving him the light skin deep throat. I was. I'm a hype fiend. If you win one fight with me, you're halfway there essentially. I'm not gonna lie. If you win one fight, man, I'll be glazing your eyes for sure. So don't take my word for it. At the same time, is hindsight? Is it hindsight's 2020? I don't know, but just skill. It looked good, didn't it? When he's like on the road. I'm not sure it looked good. Listen, I was new to the game. To be fair, I wasn't really knowing what was good or not. Doing all this on the ropes to a virgin like myself at the time, it probably looked good. But now it's like, what are you doing? How are you punching off of that? It's no good sitting on the ropes, grabbing it, slipping and sliding. Let me see you punch off that. He wasn't really. When you've seen Tyson Fury really slip and bosh, you don't see that. You see him clowning around, and people, the kind of casual homosexuals, they say, "Oh, look at the skill." Skill is slipping and boshing. It's not just out of range. Oh, look, I'm being a clown. I don't think there's many clips really of Fury slipping a shot and banging someone. There's just not. To be honest, there's not. I can't think of an example. Show me a Tyson Fury highlight reel where he slipped and boshed. The Wilder fight against a basketball player, he walked right at him in the second fight. The third fight, he went life and death again. We don't know how good Wilder is either. Oops, busted. Anyway, the last point I want to pick up from my balls is, and this is a fair point. Now, I don't agree with him that, Fury won. Tyson won, but it was like a spar. Tyson didn't win. What I want to emphasise is, we've been saying this for a long time on this channel, but it is true. That's my reservation. People say, why be you hate on Usyk? I just don't see the... It feels like spars to me. I don't see someone really kind of having it. And I do think that you can argue, obviously, the Floyd Mayweather homosexuals and the Usyk homosexuals will say, well, Bivol even as well. The Bivol homosexuals, well, it's boxing, it's a sweet science. Yeah. I think the ultimate level, though, is if you're that good, yeah, you lay it all over them. That's what you do. You go through the gears. It's not enough to say, well, I've stunk the place out on points. You want to lay all over them and stick it up and down like a heavy bag. Yeah, that's what the pinnacle of the sport is for me. I think it's a different sport. It reminds me in ancient times when man would battle with swords. Yeah? That is a different sport to fencing. You see what I mean? Yeah? Today you can go to a fencing and you faff around and it's like whatever. That's what boxing for these type of man, Bivol, Usyk, Floyd, that's what it's like. Okay, it's pretty and you're fencing around. That's not the same as, that's not the same as ancient Greece. Getting the big Gordon Ramsay out and having a chop up. So they're two different things, man. Two different things. And you can have them skills, but apply them. Yeah? If you go on your feet and you're in and out, get in and out, lay all over him. It's not, Usyk's a bit too, even when he knocked down or he rocked Fury, he was like looking at the referee, he wasn't like, you're getting it now. And the next round he let Fury recover. I want to see someone, and you can argue, well, if Usyk laid it on someone and had a go, then maybe he gets caught. But I mean, come on, bro, how good's your chin? Fury can't punch. The old school man, when they hurt someone, I don't really remember too much. Them, obviously, of course it happened. I'm not trying to romanticize the old school, but the bad intentions that Cus D'Amato talked about, punching with bad intentions. Yeah? Having a bad mind mentality. Okay, he's rocked. You're fucked now. You're proper fucked. You know what I'm saying? One of them ones. Dog versus hair style. Snatch 2000. Proper fucked. That's what I want to see. That switch where you see someone sweet and you think you're getting it now. You've had it. Yeah? You just don't see that. It's like, well, I'm up now. Oh, someone like Usyk, he's counting the fact he scored a knockdown. He's doing the maths thinking, oh, well, I've won 7 rounds plus a knockdown. Sweet. Not really fussed now. Yeah? And the game has been going more that way. Look at Devin Haney and them stinkers. Stink. Horrible, sorry. And yeah, you might say Usyk's the top level of fencing. I'll give him that. He's not like Devin Haney. But it's still fencing. It's not out and out Roman versus Gaulians. Yeah? It's not Romans versus barbarians. That's what it's not. You understand? And that's okay. Is it? I don't know. Make a new... I think you need to make a new sport. And to some extent, that's what the UFC... It's not... I don't like the UFC like that. I don't really watch it unless it's a big fight. But that's why the UFC did build... It was all boxing. UFC didn't exist 25 years ago, whatever it was, 30 years ago. Not cool. Not at all. Boxing... Let them creep in. But what the UFC does well is... They come and... Yeah, even that, though, that's becoming more stinky as well, though. That is becoming a little bit more stinky, to be fair. Look at that dude. That Peckerwood. What's his name? I was on him as well. What's his name? You know the guy who got a skinhead? Sean? It's not Sean O'Malley. It's the other one. Sean something. Sean UFC. What's his name? Sean Strickland. He's another one. He came up, yeah. I was like, oh, fair play to him. Redneck. He's getting at it. And then he's on. And he stinks now. He's in there. There's like I think he fought Duplessis, and it was again like a spar. That was worse than Fury versus Usyk. To be fair, it was really bad. It was shocking to watch. You're fighting for a world championship, and it's all about like one gear self. It's rubbish. So even the UFC's fell off. Yeah, and we do often see this. If you look at the corporate world, when a company starts out and it's small, they're trying to move fast and break things, then they become big and it's all bureaucratic, and that's what this sport game's like as well. Once they get there, or once the sports become aged and there's more money flowing in, they think, well, maybe we'll take a little bit less risk, maybe we'll get at it less. Even when you think about, Chuck Liddell, for example, them man who was knocking around in the UFC 15 years ago or whatever, they was red hot. What UFC fighter today do you know comes and has a scrap? Go on. Even who comes and has a scrap? Go on, who you got? Really? You might be able to pick a few names here or there at the top. Of maybe a few. Do you understand? So we need to hard fork right now. We need to branch off. Make fencing for Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez to go in there, and all the kind of all the people who like ranking off over 12 round stinkers. You go over there and we'll make a new league. Yeah, we'll make a new league of Romans versus barbarians. That's what we do. Yeah? Because you're supposed to be paid for risk. That's what it is. You're paid to take risk in this game. You're not paid to stink the place out and, I could have done this, and, Floyd would say this, well, I'm in gear 1 and no one's made me do anything else. It's like, okay, bro. I don't know why people pay. The suckers who paid for Floyd, that's on them, to be fair. I don't know. I appreciate Floyd in the sweet science, but there's got to be levels, man. You got to lay it on someone. It's a bit like Crawford. Crawford's fell off recently with Madrimov, but that Errol Spence fight, for example, I was like, fair play to Crawford. You can argue Errol Spence was giving him holes, but even so, Crawford could have stayed back here and just jabbed his head off all night. Took zero risk. That's what he could have done, and he'd have won 12 rounds, right? He didn't. He got hit. I think he got hit with a few shots in a few places, but he's counter-punching what was on point. Even him, though, he's now on. That was his big claim to fame, and then he goes in with Madrimov, and he's... Honestly, Crawford looked to me like he was choking against Madrimov. When you've seen Virgil Ortiz just walk into him, do you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know what to say, man. Is it possible that when you're having 30 fights, there's going to be... Is it possible Crawford hasn't really changed fundamentally, but it's just an unlucky fight with Madrimov? We're going to find out with Carrot Top. But Carrot Top, another one. Mexican, fake Mexican style, bro. That's the truth. I'm going to be honest with you. Canelo went Mexican style. Sorry, bro. He's not. That's fake. Yeah? Get at it. Get in there for $60, $100 million and proper have a go. Chase him round the ring if you have to. Proper have it. You're getting it. Yeah? Fidel Castro, you're getting it. And get on him. Not to stand there throwing 2 punches around. Fuck, man. It's gay. Seriously. And even the pressure fighters are stinking the place out now. It's over. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like for the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about it. Some people stop it here. Bye.